Happy Friday, folks. Welcome to Wake Up Charlotte to go. Listen, if you didn't know it was just about wintertime here in the Carolinas, you should now at this point, because after what's been a week of just nasty weather, it's been gray, it's been foggy, a few mornings you couldn't see in front of you. It's been cold.
Everything.
We've had everything. These two are going to get to what we're going to see next week, because that's a whole other bowl of cherries right there, including perhaps some festive weather.
You're calling it festive.
That's like a nice way to sort of hedge it.
I like it, yeah. But actually, this is the one time of year that people are looking forward to what we're talking about.
I know. So I'll just stick with festive. But listen, in some parts of the country, it's serious. The Great Plains dealing with blizzard-like conditions. That's making its way to the Northeast, and at least 30 people injured after a string of tornadoes through parts of the Deep South. So they're going to have your forecast coming up in just a second. First, though, Jay Gray in Louisiana with more.
We now know there were at least 5 tornadoes confirmed on the ground in the New Orleans area alone, as many as 20 across the state of Louisiana, and this is part of what they left behind. The destruction here in Marrero, just west of New Orleans, overwhelming. Ripping apart this house, pulling bleachers from a middle school field and throwing them for several blocks. And again, this type of devastation in Marrero, one of the areas hardest hit, stretches for miles. An uproot tree here, and you see it just going block after block. Homes destroyed. Saw families in areas like this going through some of this debris, trying to salvage anything they can after the storms, but also saying that, look, they've got to determine how and where they're going to spend their holidays. So this hits at a very hard time. And part of a system that stretches across much of the U.S. right now. The high plains getting pounded with snow and ice, high winds as well. And this system is going to continue to move into the Northeast by the weekend. So there will be more problems to come as communities like this one now try and piece together what's left behind. And that's the latest from here in Marrero. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
Jay, thanks.
This has been a crazy storm system. So, as you mentioned, it's now moving off towards the Northeast. Here's the snow of what's happening right now with that system. Now just rain around Boston down to the southeast. Tremendous amount of snow, especially for northern New York, parts of Vermont, New Hampshire. But I want to show you this loop that we've seen over the last 48 hours. So here's that system. There's that tail that moved through. Down to the south, all those blue icons are wind icons. Then you have the tornadoes embedded in that. Look at all the snow reports that came from the comma around this, and now you have all those ice reports that were north of us now turning into snow reports. So it just shows how vast this system was. And then meanwhile, off towards the northeast, you have that winter storm warning, but then off towards the west, they were under a blizzard warning. Now, quick lesson, as far as a blizzard warning goes, it actually doesn't need to be actively snowing for there to be a blizzard warning. It's all about winds. So a blizzard warning officially is issued whenever you have sustained winds or frequent gusts at 35 miles per hour grade. That creates that whiteout conditions, or visibility is less than a quarter mile, and then the event has to last at least 3 hours. So yes, they are seeing snow, but oftentimes blizzard warnings are issued after the snowfall happens, because that's where most of it's picked up, where it can actually be sunny out and you still have a blizzard warning because of that snow blowing around. Luckily for us, we're not talking about anything comparatively, but we are about to cool down, and especially this time of year, it's all about trends. And when you're trending in a colder direction, that's where it gets our attention.
But today, though, we have this incredible shot from our 4-camera view right here. Take a look at this weather picture right here. Actually, right now, at least Monroe, Kannapolis, looking east from Monroe, and then Dallas, that's our camera up there at about 1,450 feet, looking down at the clouds. Off the distance, you can see the sun coming through. So
that's gorgeous.
Great Dallas really winning the award.
Absolutely. But we do have a dense fog advisory has been extended to the Charlotte area, Charlotte to Shelby, all the way up to Lenoir, up to Statesville, over towards Monroe, towards Rockingham, and all the way up to the Raleigh-Durham area. That's until 9 a.m. this morning. So we got the fog this morning. Not a bad day shaping up. We'll have some sun for the afternoon. Find the lower number there. That's the wind chill. So around 4 o'clock, a little bit of a breeze. It'll feel like about 47 degrees at that time. The weekend weather picture, tomorrow's all right. A little more cloudiness around. Game day is on Sunday. It's just going to be downright bitterly cold, 28 and then 47 for Sunday afternoon. Now, Here comes the, what do you call it, festive?
Festive.
All right. If you look at this rain chance, or precipitation chance over the next 10 days, Wednesday into Thursday, 40% chance of precipitation. Early, I would say early Thursday morning with, temperatures hovering around the freezing mark. Yeah, there's a weather system developing off the coast that may give us a little wintry weather. And then it's really Christmas, the day after Christmas. Look at that, 50%. Now, watch the low temperatures as we get into not this weekend, but next weekend. It's just going to be bitterly cold. So if you've got low temperatures in the low to mid-20s and you got the moisture...
That's not festive anymore. That's not festive or merry.
No, that's just, that hurts, in fact. Whoa, that was real quick. Let's go back there and show you that again. Yeah, that's just that 10-day... Well, it's not going to work for me. I was trying to hit the reverse button right there, but today not too bad. There it is. Look at that. Wow.
Listen,
I just say that be prepared from next Wednesday all the way to the following Monday for festive weather. And, a lot of people get excited about a white Christmas. Unfortunately, it's just going to be bitterly cold. That's really dangerous weather right there.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was going to say the technical definition of a white Christmas is you need an inch of snow on the ground. For us, we kind of just throw it in if we see a snowflake.
A single flake.
Yeah, single snowflake. Hey, a white Christmas.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Yeah, so we're just either side of that, but just keep in mind that cool down.
Listen,
that's jarring.
To your all's credit, behind the scenes, watching you all make these forecasts, for folks at home who think that weather folks sometimes overhype or oversell or something, to see you all tap dance around the S word when it comes to Christmas, because the second you even suggest it
in this part of the world,
that people will go bonkers. And I wish people could see sort of how seriously you take these forecasts.
There were people, if you mentioned that four-letter word, they go, "Well, they said it was going to."
I know.
I did it at noon yesterday.
Talk about it.
No, so I'm already guilty of doing it at noon. But so here's a way to decode a weather person. Is if we start saying precipitation instead of rain, that means that something else is mixing in. So key there, because now we have to change that rain 10-day forecast to precipitation. So 'tis the season.
It's on the graphic.
That's a good little behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's a weather person hack. There you go.
All right, gentlemen, thank you both. It's going to be a cold weekend. We know that. So bundle up.
But this weekend compared to next weekend, this is going to be like balmy.
That's
balmy
right.
50s.
Lay out and get a tan. And folks, we'll see you back here on Monday morning for another edition of Wake Up Charlotte to Go. Have a great week.